must be like my edition of Face Off here. We've got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn together. This is good. This is good to see as well for boxing. Look, before we talk about the future, let's talk about what we've just seen here. Incredible fight card that you guys have helped put on together.
It's a brilliant fight card. You know, we talked about it yesterday. Intriguing fights for all the fighters on there. It's a big moment for them. There's guys trying to regain their reputation to get back into the top echelon of the sport, and there's guys on there who feel they can, by beating these opponents, beating the champions or former champions, to get them into the next stage. But it's a tough fight for all of them. Yeah. And I think they're all inspired by the fact that they're at the Riyadh Festival. I think they're inspired by knowing what will come in the future, and it incentivises them to do their best. And I think we're going to see some excellent fights, and I definitely feel we're going to see some upsets.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about upsets as well. I like how AJ was like, let's not focus on Deontay Wilder, let's focus what's in front of us tomorrow, Otto Wallin. Tough task for AJ.
Yeah, we've been there before. Madison Square Garden, everyone was talking about AJ Wilder. All of a sudden, you're walking back to the hotel thinking, what on earth's happened? You know, he got beat by Andy Ruiz. Not looking to make that mistake again. It's a very tough fight. Wallin seems extremely confident. You know, his heart was beating heavy in the head-to-head, but he knows it's a big task. And I don't know, I've got a great feeling about tomorrow night. I really see a dominant performance and a violent one from Anthony Joshua as well. Great link up with Ben Davison, but we know the task ahead. It's not an easy fight, and especially when there's the potential of something. There always seems to be the potential of something, but just got to handle business tomorrow night.
So many great fights on the card, Frank. A lot of people think that your guy could be in the fight of the night. Jarrell Miller versus Daniel Dubois. Nearly 100 pounds difference between the two. A little push and shove as well.
Wasn't a little push, it was a big push. Nearly knocked me over. It's a tough fight for Daniel, but he's very, very confident. And he's showing for me a lot more, I can't say confident, a bit more about him now, rather than he's been in the past. Basically, he's been pretty reserved and does his talking through his fist in the ring. But this time round, he seems very, very full of himself. He fancies it, and he says he's going to punish him tomorrow. And for Jarrell Miller, you know, he can't afford to lose either. If he loses, I don't know where he goes.
A lot of superstars on the card. One of the superstars is Jarrell Miller, who I think is the best cruiserweight on the planet, will be a pound-for-pounder for sure. But he has in front of him Ellis Zorro, unbeaten, nothing to lose. We've seen upsets before.
Yeah, and you know, I think Opatara is the best cruiserweight in the world, but you know, Ellis Zorro, one of Frank's guys, what a chance for him, and Lyndon Arthur as well. Big outsiders, but you know, is Opatara overlooking? Now, there's always plans, isn't there? We sit down, you know, His Excellency's got plans for this fight after, and sometimes when you get someone like Lyndon Arthur or Ellis Zorro, this is a shot of a lifetime for them. So they're going to come prepared. He's an undefeated fighter. So is Opatara, but I think this kid's very special. You know, we saw him against Jordan Thompson. Is Zorro good enough to hang at those levels? We'll find out. Great chance for him, but I think you're talking about a future pound-for-pound great in Opatara.
One thing we have seen, and that's what His Excellency has done, is brought you two together. And that's important for the growth of the sport, isn't it? Frank and Eddie are smiling. It's important though, isn't it, for the growth of the sport? When you see what's happened in America with HBO and Showtime, to see two of the big promoters working with each other, broadcasters working with each other, things can only get better, surely.
Yeah, I mean, there's always rivalry. I'm sure there'll be rivalry next week, but we're not idiots. Like, I think we love the sport. And when there's massive opportunities for our fighters and our business and the sport of boxing, you know, we'd be plonkers if we didn't try and make this work. And you know, we had a nice evening last night.
Thanks for the invite.
No, I think maybe actually he's not too bad after all, maybe, you know, but it's exciting. I mean, I've never been involved with anything like this before. And,
nor
you know,
me.
And,
I
think, like I said, regardless of the rivalry, we love the sport. And this is a massive opportunity for boxing.
Without doubt, it is. And look, as Eddie said, we cannot afford to let this get ruined. And it won't do, because I think there's everybody's like-minded. Because at the end of the day, what counts are the fighters, and the fighters are getting life-changing money for these fights, and we can't stand in the way for whatever reasons we feel we might. So they will take place. There'll be more bigger fights next year. We'll be working on them, providing our guys all come through. We'll be working in association with each other on quite a few of the events. So I'm looking forward to it, because I think this is the start of something really, really big.
Yeah, Fury Usyk's already done for Undisputed, right? We're looking forward to that one in February. AJ Wilder, that's the one everyone's been talking about for years. 5 years, we feel like they've been circling each other. we're this close now. If they both come through their respective fights on Saturday, is that a done deal?
No, not yet, but we'll see. Things can move very quickly over here, and it's no secret that His Excellency wants to make the biggest fights in boxing. He's already done it. Frank's done it with Fury Usyk. We'd love to get that fight over the line. You know, we know there's a proposed date for March, but you've got to get through Saturday, both guys. And by the way, Deontay Wilder's not in a gimmick at all
fights
against Parker. And both guys have got to get through injury-free. We know Usyk Fury was potentially on December. All of a sudden you have a tough fight, you get dropped and the date gets pushed back. So not only have they got to win, but they've got to win well without any damage. So we'll see after tomorrow night, but let's just win, Eddie, eh? Come on.
Yeah, let's just win.
We've done this
you are
before.
right.
Let's just
you are right. Let's not do that again. So many banana skins around us. Before we wrap, so many great fights on the card. Go on, Frank, pick your fight of the night. What are you thinking?
Do you know, it's really difficult. I mean, for my self-interest, obviously it's Daniel. I think it's a 50-50 fight on paper. I think my man will do the job, but it's going to be, it's going to be quite interesting to see how he comes back from his loss against Usyk. And I think the two joint main events, whichever one it is, I think both of those fights, there's a lot of jeopardy involved for both, for both the former world champions, and obviously as the former world champion in Joe Parker being there. The two opponents, the two guys in the red corner, both of those have a massive opportunity. So that's why, again, there'll be competitive fights, there'll be great fights, and the one thing is, out of all this, the winners will be the fans, because this is a magnificent night of boxing. And as Eddie said, neither of us have been involved in a show like this before, never seen anything like it, and it go from strength to strength.
I've got to stop it. Eddie, I can't even get yours. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for what AJ called the best fight card we've ever seen.